We kind of got started in dirt go-karts, and just my passion for racing just developed more and more and more through the years. And then we got into a limited sprint car when I was 15, and just slowly worked up from there. We weren't very successful the first year. My story's not like a lot of guys like Kyle Larson and such, where he was pretty awesome right off the bat. A guy like Ricky Stenhouse, same thing. Christopher Bell, those guys had success really quick, whereas I didn't. And I don't know what to contribute that to or anything like that, but I just know I really had to work really, really hard, and like I say, it was just steps for me. Once we won the 2006 Sooner Region Championship, we decided to go 410 racing and hit the Outlaw Trail. When you get shoved out to the Outlaw Tour when you're 20 years old and you got a 19-year-old kid working for you, and bottom line, you get your ass beat every night. It's really hard to swallow. It takes a lot of wind out of your sails, and you really got to think about how bad you want to do this, especially when you get thrown to the wolves like that. About 2011 was really when we started coming into our own in the 410 division, and had won my first outlaw race. So a lot of things were starting to click for me. And then 2012 came, and I got in with Zimco. I'd never taken that route of just being a driver. That wasn't who I was, and it took. I thought that's what I needed at the time, but in reality, it wasn't. After that deal with the Zimco, we bounced around. We were running for Rudine a little bit still at the time. And then, 13, kind of things started falling apart for me. We went on a really, really bad downhill ride. I don't even think we won a race in 2013. But after all that, 14, I decided to take, ownership of my team again. And we took off, and we were really, really fast. I could feel things starting to come back together. And for 15, I really, in the off season, I really tried to develop my race team, and I thought, 2015 is going to be the year we're going to win the national tour with ASCS. And then, we hit May the 1st, and broke my arm, and put me out for 3 months. In that 3 months of time, it took me. It was a state of depression. I wasn't making any money, and my team, that's the only way it operated, was me racing. So, and without that, we didn't have sponsor dollars coming in either. So without all that, we were in a bad shape, and that's when I really kind of came to myself, and me and my dad both sat down and we talked about it, and I said, man, I don't know if I really want to do this anymore. And it was a pretty big turning point in my career. I would say that made everything worth it. After that, I started realizing that, why are you feeling sorry for yourself? Like, there's no sense in that. So when I realized all that was when I really turned it up a notch, and the work that I put in was 10 times than I'd ever done before. And then the deal come together with the car owner I currently have now, Keith Dobbs, and we started winning a lot of races towards the end of 2015, and we're coming to 2016, and I said, we really need to go national racing next year. That's the only way I can make money, and for you, I can promise you it's going to be good. Between the highs and the lows and all that, what makes you really good is to be able to handle both of them. Never get too high, never get too low. If you lose, there's always a next race. If you win, don't celebrate it too long, because there's still a next race. So it's a constant process, and it never ends. And I think that's why I chose to do this as a career, is because, who wants a 9-to-5 job where, nothing's expected out of you after you get off work at 5 o'clock. I mean, I always want the expectation to be there. It's what drives me. I don't know when the end will be or whenever that is, but you know, we still got a lot of years left, and this is everything for me.